in the heart of the Bavarian Alps, where the snow-capped peaks touch the clouds and the pine forests whisper ancient secrets. There lies a hidden valley, a place of solitude, a place of dreams. And in the center of this wild nature, like a diamond dropped into a sea of green velvet, stands a palace. This is Linderhof. It is not a massive fortress like Versailles. It is not a sprawling complex like Schönbrunn. It is small, intimate. It is a royal villa. But do not let its size deceive you. Open the doors, and you will find more gold per square inch here than in any other palace in Europe. It is a jewelry box, built not for a court, not for a queen, but for one lonely man, King Ludwig II. They called him the Mad King. But looking at this creation, perhaps he was simply a man who found reality too harsh, and decided to build a better one. Welcome to the private world of the fairy tale king. Ludwig idolized the absolute monarchs of France, specifically Louis XIV, the Sun King. He wanted to recreate the glory of the French Rococo style. But here, in the German mountains, look at the facade. It is a symphony of white stone and intricate statues, perfectly symmetrical, rising from a pool of water. The gardens are a masterpiece of geometry. Water cascades down from the mountains, feeding the Neptune fountain, which shoots a jet of water 30 meters into the sky. It is a celebration of power over nature. But unlike the French kings who used their palaces to display their power to the public, Ludwig built Linderhof to hide from the public. He slept during the day and woke at night. He was the Moon King. He lived here in a reversed world, where midnight was his noon, and the moon was his sun. Let us step inside. The vestibule is dark, preparing your eyes for the brilliance that is to come. And then, we enter the Hall of Mirrors. Take a moment, breathe it in. It is a room of infinite illusion. Mirrors cover the walls, reflecting the light of hundreds of candles, creating a corridor that seems to have no end. Ludwig was a man who loved solitude, but he hated being alone. Here, in the mirrors, he saw the one multiplied into thousands. He was his own company. The room is dominated by white and gold, with touches of lapis lazuli blue. It feels ethereal, like standing inside a cloud made of precious metals. This was his living room, a room where he would sit for hours, reading poetry, lost in a world of his own imagination. Now, let us move to the dining room. Here lies one of the most fascinating inventions of Linderhof, the Tischlein Deck, or the wishing table. The floor beneath the dining table is actually a trapdoor. When the king was hungry, the table would be lowered down to the kitchen below. The servants would set it with the finest porcelain, silver cutlery, and gourmet food. Then, the table would rise back up, fully set. Why? Because Ludwig could not bear the sight of servants. He did not want to break his illusion of being a divine monarch. He ate alone, yet, he would often order the table to be set for 4 or 5 people. He would dine with the ghosts of Louis XIV and Marie Antoinette, holding imaginary conversations with them late into the night. It is a scene of incredible luxury, but also of heartbreaking loneliness. The bedroom is the largest room in the palace. For Ludwig, the night was sacred, and so the bedroom was his temple. The bed is enormous, covered in blue velvet embroidered with real gold thread. It sits behind a golden balustrade, like an altar in a church. Above the bed, the ceiling paints the apotheosis of Louis XIV. Ludwig would wake up every evening and look up at his idol, drawing strength from the past to face his lonely present. But the most mad and magnificent part of Linderhof lies outside the main building. Follow me up the hill, to a rough, unassuming rock face. A secret door opens, and you step into another world. The Venus Grotto. This is not a natural cave. It is entirely artificial, built with cement and steel wire. It was designed to recreate a scene from Richard Wagner's opera, Tannhauser. There is an underground lake, filled with water heated to a comfortable temperature. A golden boat, shaped like a giant seashell, floats on the water. Ludwig would sit in this boat, dressed as a knight, rowing gently while a wave machine created ripples on the surface. Hidden lights, powered by the first electricity plant in Bavaria, would change the color of the cave, from blue, to red, to green. Imagine the scene: a king, alone in a fake cave, listening to opera music, surrounded by changing electric lights, while the rest of the world slept. It was the ultimate escape. A private Disneyland built a century before Disney. He also built a Moorish kiosk with a peacock throne, and a Moroccan house, filled with the scent of incense and oriental rugs. He traveled the world without ever leaving his garden. But this dream world could not last forever. The cost of building Linderhof, along with his other castles like Neuschwanstein and Herrenchiemsee, drained his personal fortune. The government grew tired of his spending and his eccentricity. In 1886, Ludwig was declared insane and removed from power. Days later, he was found dead in the shallow water of Lake Starnberg, along with his psychiatrist. It remains a mystery to this day. Was it suicide? Was it murder? Or was it a desperate attempt to escape one last time? Today, Linderhof remains exactly as he left it. When the sun sets behind the Alps, and the golden light hits the statue of Atlas on the roof, the palace glows with a melancholic beauty. It is a monument to the power of imagination. It teaches us that the line between genius and madness is often just a matter of perspective. Ludwig gave the world something priceless. He showed us that stone and gold can be used to build not just walls, but dreams. He was a man who found the real world too small for his soul. And so, he built a box, a beautiful, golden, jeweled box, and tried to live inside it. Thank you for visiting the Mad King's sanctuary with me today. I hope you felt the magic and the mystery of this solitary paradise. If you have been touched by the story of the lonely king and his golden dreams, please subscribe to our channel. We have many more treasures to uncover, many more stories to tell. Until we meet again, keep dreaming. Goodbye.